Hey, thank you very much for downloading the Customer Centric Toolbox. My name is Scott McKenzie, and this is just a quick little overview of something that's very special to me, and that is a customer centric viewpoint when it comes to business. And so this particular model and this presentation allows for that opportunity to be able to focus in on what is important and what the customer is thinking, and hopefully help you close more deals. So let's get right to it, okay? All right, so what we have here is an opportunity to look at a business model, and the business model is specific to some of the key elements that the customer, whoever it might be, should be thinking through as a result of their business. And so breaking it up into four categories, we've got business foundation tool set, which is what's the purpose? What's the purpose of your business? What's the business direction tool set? What's your philanthropy? What drives you? What is that big-hearted focus that you're on? Your business model, what is it about? Is it a labor model? Is it an equipment model? What is that business model? And being able to refine that business model. Now, of course, the business drivers, of course, will be your business revenue and expenses. Too much expenses? Not good. And then, of course, your functional tool sets would be sales, development, and operation. Everything's driven by the business data as well as business resources. What we're going to do is we're going to look specifically into what the customer is looking at. So when we start talking specifically about efficiency factors, there are four key areas. One, human resource utilization. That's the first bullet right up at the top here. Are we focused on the right activities at the right time with the right people and and the people that are in the right positions? And are we training them properly to be able to be successful? Of course. Asset utilization. Are they, whatever the assets are they being fully utilized? Or are they underutilized? And can we achieve full utilization? And of course, your maintenance and capital expenditure and the rationalizing them. Business processes. Are your activities nimble and efficient? And then your risk management. Is your company properly protected? Third-party contractors, insurance, look at those elements. That's what your customer looks at. If they're not looking at it, maybe you should consider reminding them to look at it. What are the regulatory impacts and how to minimize them? And then, of course, your operational policies and procedures. Are they up to date and are they relevant to today's climate? When we look at the customer, we look at the customer from multiple perspectives. And here in the middle, his little ninja star, shall we say, is what the customer is currently wrestling with. Being a business owner, I know that I wrestle with it. The market. What am I feeling? What's my perspective? What's the destination and runaway? What am I fearful of? Where do I want to be? Where's my destination? Do I want to be big, medium, small? What do I do? What are the actions associated with that? Over to the right side of the presentation, we get a little bit more granular on what that information, what's that perspective? What's that environmental perspective look like right now? What's the surrounding areas? What are the friends and influencers in that customer's world? Are there other offers? Encountering problems, what are those problems? What's that environment that customer is dealing with? When you meet with customers, make sure you understand to the best of your ability their environment. What are the market influencers? Such as friends, spouses. If you get that information, it all helps with that customer. Who really influences and how? What are they driven by from a media point of view? Feelings. Okay, the mind, quite frankly. What is important to that customer? The emotions, what motivates that customer? Keep them up at night. What does that happen? What keeps them anxious? And all of that stuff that individual or company needs to think about. And what are their dreams? Where do they want to be? Those are great questions to ask the customer. Those are great communication or conversations to have. Action. What's their public behavior? What do they do? What are their attitudes? What are they telling others? Potential conflicts. What is said? What is the true feeling? Once again, if you ever get in that opportunity to be able to have a conversation with that customer, these are important components to your conversation. Me personally, I always want to know what they're running away from. What is causing them the biggest frustration? What are those obstacles that are in their ways? And then the risk of what they're doing. What are those risks? And then that destination. If we deal with what they're running away with and we answer those questions of what they are and help them achieve or bridge that gap, what do we do? And how do we do it? What is the true want and need to be achieved? That's important. The strategies to achieve the goals and those measurements of success, which are very, very important. The customer business environment is clear. So at this particular center, you got your customer business right there. See my little cursor right there. And they're dealing with industry forces, the macroeconomic forces, the market forces, and trends that are taking place. Now, each one of these you can really drive in, but we're going to stop at this particular point. We're just going to highlight these particular aspects of each one of those bubbles. So when we start talking about market forces, what are the customer, the business owner, the supplier, and other value chain providers? Are they happy with them? Are they causing frustration? What are the investors, the shareholders? What are they thinking about? What are the competitors? Because the competitors are doing their job in determining what they can do to get greater market share. Are there new entrants into this particular industry? Are they more nimble? Do they have a better message? Are they more apt to deal on the philanthropic side? These are interesting and very valuable questions to have. And are there substitutes? Are there substitutes of products and services that make that customer worry more and deal with how to deal with those problems? The macroeconomic forces are clear. What are the global markets? You might not think that these smaller companies have any issues associated with that, but I know that they do. They're worried about global markets. Those financial markets, the up and down, are the capital markets available for money? Can I get the money to expand? Resources. Do I have the right trained resources, which I guarantee you right now we do not have. And we are, as a country, are struggling with providing the proper resources, educated and trained resources, and the economic structures associated with that macroeconomic forces. The market forces, the needs and demands of that market, any market issues, any issues associated with your service, changing costs. Can you get customers to change, shift, come on over? And what are those ROI attractiveness? Does it make sense? Is it a good investment? Does it meet your hurdle rate? And then finally, the trends. Especially now, regulatory trends coming and going. What are they? Technology trends. We can do more with less, faster, more competitive with technology trends that are taking place in the market today. The social and cultural. For me personally, I'm forcing myself more and more each day to understand technology. But we recognize that the younger group of individuals who are coming up are more technology savvy. They gain their information from that. How does a business address all of those changes? How do you sustain a business in that particular environment if you're not adapting quickly to those realities of the market? So, from a business environment, these are what the customer is currently wrestling with. And as professionals within the industry, we must be aware, cognitive, and definitely ask the right questions to be able to help that customer bridge that gap of what's keeping them awake at night and where they want to be in the future, and be able to lay that foundation. And these are the questions to ask. So I hope this helps you out. Visit me at industrialtalk.com. A lot of things happening there. A lot of good information, free information to pull from. If you want to contact me, please do so at Scott, S-C-O-T-T, at industrialtalk.com. That's Scott at industrialtalk.com. And I hope you appreciate this quick overview of this very important topic, and appreciate your time. And be safe out there. Thank you very much.